Get to know Pubinno, a San Francisco-based technology company with its smart solutions powered by robotics, AI, and data analytics. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Builder Nation. For today's interview, we have Algul, co-founder and CEO at Pubinno, the company building the future of draft beer with smart solutions. So welcome, Can. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you, Elisa. It's my pleasure. Thanks for hosting me in this podcast. I'm Can, co-founder and CEO of Pubinno. My story starts when I was in college in New York. I was doing bartender, so I faced some problems in the industry. Then I decided to drop out college and start my startup. My first startup was DigiPubs. It was failed. We built Pubinno in 2016 with my co-founder Nico in Silicon Valley. In Pubinno, we are building Internet of Beer to create visible and sustainable draft beer ecosystem by connecting each stakeholder in the draft beer operation site. Beer is the third most consumed beverage in the world, and beer history as equal as the civilization history. The word pub stands for public house. Many critical decisions was made in the pubs in the history. The worst, the best, from Bavaria to London. So we are bringing technology to very traditional industry.
Okay, so now that you're talking about the company, I was looking through the website and I noticed that you guys took over Spain. So you're in Cien Montaditos now in all of their bars. So maybe, can you talk a little bit about it? I think that's great.
For sure. The best form of beer is draft because it's the freshest one. But the problem is in the last 2 decades, Elsa, draft beer consumption all around the world decreased 50%. Two main reasons behind of it. First, on the consumer side. As a consumer, you cannot drink same draft beer in 2 different bars. What I mean, sometimes you get a metallic taste, sometimes you get a flat beer, sometimes you get a warm beer. Quality is not consistent. But for the bottle, it's same for the grocery shop or supermarket or restaurant. Bottles are same. On the other hand, according to American Restaurant Association, average loss per keg is 23%. And if we remember, we need 120-liter water to make just 1 liter beer. How much water is wasting? And last, the operation is not visible. The breweries only know how many kegs they send to bar, but they don't know when it's consumed, which glass, which brand is increasing, which brand is decreasing. We are solving all these issues. We have different value propositions for breweries, bartenders, bar owners, and consumers. We are doing this by 3 different products. Our first product was Smart Tap. It learns from the bartender behavior and beer type. And our data platform where you can track the footprint of nightlife. And the last product is Smart Clean. It's basically a wash dish for the beer line, and the ecosystem name is Internet of Beer.
Wow, so you guys have 3 products now. And I mean, you started in San Francisco, right? But you were in New York before. So how is it that you guys took over Spain?
Nowadays, my life based on the 17 hours time difference from San Francisco to Tokyo. Right now, Pubinno is operating in 60 cities in 3 continents. We have offices in Tokyo, Madrid, and SF. And day by day, we are getting increasing Asia market. Do you think, should we start in Sao Paulo or Mexico City? Which one
No, Mexico City, I will say. Mexicans drink a lot of beer, let me tell you. So that will be amazing. Cheers to that. And okay, so you guys are growing at a really fast pace. Congratulations on that. And I wanted to ask you, why would you say Pubinno is making a difference in the industry?
Very simple. You will get the most hygienic and the perfect beer, okay? Bars will make much more money. Breweries will have precise operation. We'll have a chance to better business management with instant data and save water. So win, 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 win.
Normally at the podcast, we speak with different CEOs and founders in the industry. And since you have been in the industry for more than 10 years, you survived the pandemic. So I wanted to ask you, how was that like for you? How was that process? Did you have any challenges talking about procurement or purchasing or something like that?
I grew up in the pandemic as a person. Oh yeah, as you said, the story based on 10 years. Actually, in Pubinno, our first product was Beer Point. It was a vending machine for draft beers. I sold it when it was an idea. Then we got the money from the customer, we make the product, we put it, and it works. People want it. But in that time, my co-founder also dropped out his PhD and his first startup to Pubinno. So Pubinno story based on dropouts. We are quitters. So from the day one, our goal is being a global tech company. But that product always brings us money, but never makes us the global tech company. Then because we slept on the field in that summer, we started to talk with the waiters, bartenders, all the stakeholders. And we realized the issue. 23% loss and no consistent quality. We say, let's solve these issues, let's do something. Then we got our first investment from Silicon Valley, from Alchemist Accelerator. We founded the company there. And now the scaling product is Smart Tap 2 that we launched in 19 November. When we were working on Smart Tap 1 on our Silicon Valley office, BBC came our office. And they make a great video. They published it. After they published, in 1 week, we got a lead from 50 different countries. Because we were so smart in that time, we sold demo packages from Africa to India. Of course, we failed because hardware business is after sales business. Customer satisfaction is important. And in that time, we realized that the product was not working. It was a milestone. We decided to add AI module on the system. Then we started to work on Smart Tap 2 and we launched it November 19th. In that time, we were in 5 countries. And just 3 months after the launch, COVID came. But even in COVID time, we grew 5x. The main reason behind of it, as I told you, our biggest competitor is tradition. And now there is a storm, which is opening ears to digitalization. The biggest challenge for me, the main resources for startups, not IP or not the money. The main resources are the people, the team. So it's not easy to motivate your team in a non-growing organization. The most difficult thing was that.
Thank you for sharing. Whenever I have an interview and I talk with founders or CEOs or directors of engineering, they all say that the key factor is people. How close are you with this process or with the engineering team?
In our organization, there is no engineering team. There is a product team. As a CEO, I believe that product is a living thing. What I mean is, product is not a thing that I made it, hey, just sell it. Every day you should put more on the product. So I can say that I'm very involved on our product strategy because we are operating in 17 hours time zone from San Francisco to Tokyo. I'm a guy on the field. I'm giving much more importance to being on the field, to listening from the users. And I'm always sharing this with the product teams very closely.
And one of the last questions, like talking about the next step for the company, are you guys planning on expanding or taking another continent anytime soon?
Nowadays, we are expanding in Asia and US. This year, our focus is Tokyo and New York City. For example, Istanbul. Istanbul is the biggest city in Europe. Now, the 30% of the draft beer operation in Istanbul already transformed by the Pubinno technologies. And day by day, it's increasing. It means it will be industry standard. And this year focus is Tokyo and New York. Then hopefully we will have a chance to make salute with you in Latam.
You mentioned Istanbul. I was lucky enough to be there a couple of years ago. And you know how Istanbul has 2 sections, the Asia part and Europe part. So you're going to be taking over the Asia part, right? Or both?
I was living in Europe part, actually.
Ken, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for being here, for taking the time. Where can we find you? Do you have any social media handles, or where can we find Pubinno?
If you go to Pubinno on Google, there is a Pubinno selections map. Now it's only in limited parts. You can see the best draft beers in the city in there.
Well, thank you so much, Ken, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And remember, guys, that you can also find more information, interesting articles, interesting interviews, just like this one with Can, directly on our website, controlhub.com/builder-nation. We would love to hear from you. And once again, Can, thank you so much for being here, for taking the time. We really enjoyed having you.
Thank you.